myself, I'm Mary Von Krog. I'm the CEO of Paracone. This is a really exciting moment in our history. And if you don't know, this year we're celebrating 20 years younger. So we, as you know, have a rich heritage of creating beautiful products that have real results. And they're inspired by Dr. Paracone, who started this company. He's our founder and our chairman of the board. He'll speak momentarily, but he's been such a muse and an inspiration for everything we do. And tonight is no exception. We have an amazing science that actually brings real results, and he has a companion company that he's going to share with you. We invite you to engage. Is this space amazing? I find it so inspiring, and I heard from Laura that this is the largest, what did you call it? Video wall in America. So that's kind of neat, and we're super excited to present to you tonight hydrogen. So we're going to show you a little short video. It's just more or less a mood video to highlight some of the great benefits of using hydrogen-infused skincare. Our new line from Paracone MD is called H2 Elemental Energy. Please enjoy. So we invite you to use hashtag The Power is Real at Paracone MD and share your engagement and please interact with our products. But without further ado, I'd like to welcome and introduce Dr. Paracone. We're so delighted to have him. And I know he's very anxious to speak to each of you about this exciting new summit. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mary. And good evening. And first of all, thank you for all attending this event. I really feel that this is probably the most important event I've done since I started my work 20 years ago. And that sounds pretty impressive, but it's not hyperbole. This discovery of hydrogen, to me, was a watershed moment. Many years ago, actually 30 years ago, when I started my research, I looked at the research and really felt that inflammation, not a bright red sunburn, but this inflammation on a cellular level was behind the process of aging and aging-related diseases. And so that was a difficult sell, but I followed that path. And then, as a dermatologist, thought, okay, if inflammation is the problem, we know what causes inflammation in the skin. There's environmental problems, there's assaults from the sun and harsh things, but what goes on inside of our body? Why is inflammation in the brain causing Alzheimer's? And where does it come from? And in the arteries, and diabetes, and all of those things. And I figured it came from our food, because I'm a nutritionist as well as a physician. So I started looking at the whole program and came up with this three-tiered approach to inflammation, which is once again on a cellular level. And the first approach, and probably the most important at that time, was the anti-inflammatory diet. And it's simple, just what Grandma told us: fresh fruits and vegetables, good lean sources of protein, essential fats. And then, of course, the second level was nutritional supplements that are targeted for inflammation. And then the third level was taking basically skincare based on science, of course, and with anti-inflammatory activity. So targeting the skin specifically. So beauty from the inside out to the outside in. Another major discovery was the brain-beauty connection. I found in medical school, when I was doing a rotation in psychiatry, that when people were taking psychoactive medications, there was a change in their skin. And I realized that looking under the microscope, that skin cells and brain cells are very similar. And when we studied embryology, they're actually derived from the same level of tissue. So I followed that path. And that brought me to things like neuropeptides for the skin, because there are receptors in the skin for neuropeptides. And then finally, all of this was an education process. So I want to thank you today for being here, because when I started up this whole program and talked about inflammation, and talked about free radicals, and talked about antioxidants, those were new words. And I could never have done it without your help, because you got the message out and you explained it in an understandable way. And my books helped, and public television specials helped, but we now have a new message that we have to get out, because people are not familiar with the miracle of hydrogen. We know we've heard of hydrogen, but what does it mean? You put it in balloons and balloons fly away, but no, it's more important than that. So hydrogen is the tiniest element in the universe. It's number 1 on the periodic table. It represents about 90% of the matter in the universe, and yet it has all of these effects to our bodies, and this is what's important. So, looking at the literature over the past 7 years and watching how it evolved and started doing my own studies, I realized that hydrogen had a real place for us because it's so powerful, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, but it gives us energy. And so I say that, so hydrogen powers rockets, it powers cars, and now we power people too. Now, I was skeptical about the literature because over the years I tried to reproduce a lot of scientific studies that didn't work. So before I really got enthused about hydrogen, I did my own study. And what I did was, I looked at an important molecule called NAD/NADH, and that's in our mitochondria and it powers the cells. And we need to have NAD/NADH working in every cell of our body. And so I know that NADH can actually be seen under a microscope because it fluoresces. So I took 20 subjects, and using a fluorescent microscope, looked at their skin and measured the NADH, and then had them drink the hydrogen water. And then we monitored them constantly, and in 15 minutes, 18 out of 20 subjects upregulated their NADH levels by 10%. That's in 15 minutes. So hydrogen is a tiny molecule. It diffuses throughout the body very quickly, goes through the blood-brain barrier, so you're going to notice tonight that you're going to feel alert and centered. And this is a different experience for us. We never have felt energy from in our lives that wasn't from some form of food, carbohydrate, protein, sugar, or from a stimulant like caffeine. So this is a non-nutritious, non-stimulant, and it gives us energy, so it's a different form of energy. You get cleared, you feel centered, and then when you actually work out, you feel the difference in energy, but it's so much more than that. And so I want to bring this forward. I do believe that the medical studies are incredible. We don't have time to talk about that tonight. It reverses metabolic syndrome, and it's the future of us. It's the future of health. And water is critical. As you know, on this planet, we're running out of fresh water. So now we infuse water with hydrogen, and we get this to people, and it's a new energy drink. And the side effect is benefits to every organ system. It's the ultimate beauty drink. Yet at the same time, it's going to decrease our risk of every disease that's basically associated with inflammation. And remember, inflammation is the final common pathway to aging and aging-related diseases, including wrinkled skin. So it's such a pleasure to be here with you tonight. Thank you for being here because you're going to take this message out there. If you want to look at some of the science, I have a great review paper that covers about 7 years and probably about 600 other papers, and it will tell you the whole story. But tonight, I just want you to think about energy, mood, brain beauty connection, and the ultimate beauty drink. So thank you for your time, and I'll be here this evening to answer any questions.